Hello, welcome to Roulette Fever, friends. Earlier, I was trying out several strategies, and out of all of them, this one really stood out to be the most effective one because it gave me some quick growths. And so I was thinking about sharing it with all of you. So, what we are gonna do is that we're gonna bet 5 units on columns and on the dozens, and we're gonna avoid the last hitting column and the last hitting dozen. So in this case, we're going to bet on the first and the third dozen, and we're going to bet on the second and on the third column. And we're going to bet 1 unit on zero for the sake of protection. Just in case, that green number comes that we all hate in most of the occasions. So let's start. And don't hesitate to the bet on zero, okay? Now there are progressions, there are certain elements of this strategy which I'm going to discuss as we go along. And another thing is that you'll have to manually bet each and every time. You can't just press that rebet button because we are shuffling continuously. Okay, in this case, we're going to have the third dozen. We are going to bet on the first 2 dozens. And we're going to have the third column also. Now there are 4 numbers, which are wax numbers in each and every bet. Okay, we win again. So when those wax numbers come, we'll have to deal with it through progression or through other elements in other ways. Okay, so I'm gonna share it with you anyway. So we're gonna keep on betting with our base bet. We're not gonna change it when we win, and obviously we're not gonna change the betting units, but we'll have to shuffle continuously between the dozens and the columns. This time again, we'll bet on the first and on the third dozen, and we'll avoid the second column. It's 24. When we lose, we are going to increase our bet size by 1 unit only. Yeah. And don't forget to increase it at 0 2. Let's see. Yes, we win. Now, after winning, if you are 2 or 3 steps deep in the negative progression, it's up to you whether you want to come back to the base bet or do you want to follow the process of regression. Okay, the gradual regression. Because if you see yourself in a good number, in session win, you can directly come back to the base bet. You don't need to follow the regression. It will depend on you. Okay. So again, we'll follow the same process. Avoid the first dozen in this case and the second column. I'm gonna spin. It has given me really good results. It increases quickly, but obviously there are wax numbers, 4 wax numbers you need to remember in each and every bet. You need to be wary of them. That's the only disadvantage of this strategy. Otherwise, it's fine. I forgot to bet on the zero. Anyway, I hope zero doesn't come. You need to be cautious when doing it. We win zero, we win 10 because we didn't bet on the zero. Anyway, you shouldn't do that. Okay, we are going to increase our bet size by 1 unit as we do usually. As long as we don't hit those wax numbers, it's fine. It's easy to cope with it. If you are in good session profit, then it's also fine. But otherwise, you'd have to think otherwise. You can stop playing at that point. You can walk away. You can think you're gonna come back later again, or you can carry on. That's up to you. and we're going to increase our bet on 0 to simultaneously. Okay, we lose again. You need to be cautious while betting, You can't forget anything. You have to be attentive while you bet. And you need to check your session win. Well, we're up by 49, so we can directly go back to our base bet. This was I was talking about, This is I was talking about because we don't need to follow the gradual degradation process. Because, if we lose in that process, then we'll have to again start one step progression, negative progression. We don't need to do that because we're already up by 49. So we can go back to our base bet directly. Just because the process says so, we don't need to do that. We need to utilize our common sense here. I have kept a strict stop loss, of 200. I'm not gonna go over that. We're already up, so we don't need to worry about that as of now. Anyway, we're gonna increase our bet size once again. It's always troublesome to change it manually. See. Okay, we win again. Even if you face 2-3 consecutive losses, the strategy is like that. As long as you are not hitting one of those wax numbers, you can survive easily. You need to have a strict stop loss in your mind, obviously, but you can survive. That's not a problem. But if you hit those wax number, decide for yourself whether you want to continue. If you are already in session positive, you can easily walk away at that time if you want to. Let's see. I'm targeting 100. Hope I'm gonna get there. We're gonna increase it by 1 unit. And don't forget the 0. You never know. When you forget in the same round, you'll see that the 0 has come. This can happen. So don't forget to bet on 0. We're continuously shuffling according to the last number. That's why you'll have to be attentive completely focused. Well, this is the wax numbers, I was talking about. Not the wax number, I think. Yes, this was the wax number. One of those wax numbers. We are betting on the third and the first column, and we're avoiding the second dozens also. So yes, this was one of those wax numbers as I was talking about. When you face one of those wax numbers, you'll have to decide for yourself what you want to do, right? Whether you want to walk away or you want to keep on playing. Okay. In this case, as I said, that I have a strict stop loss of 200. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna play, obviously. And we'll have to increase the betting amount on 0 to spend. And in this case, maybe we'll have to follow the process of gradual degradation. Maybe. We're up by 16, but we need to increase it. We need to increase our session wins. So maybe I'll have to follow the gradual process of regression. So I'm gonna go for from 4 to 3. Okay, and in here too, we are gonna go from 4 to 3. I wanted you to see, how and where it can go really wrong, because there are four wax numbers. We can't avoid them. We can't deny that there aren't. Okay, we're up by 4 to 3, so we're gonna go one step down, and we're gonna avoid the second dozen this time, and the first column. And okay, we're gonna increase our bet size by 1 unit. This is the problem you have when you are following the regression, coming down, going up continuously. And you have to remember in which step you were in, because we are betting on 5 different zones. So we win up by 58. I think we're on session high. No, not session high, but you can come down to the base bet from here if you want to. But I'm gonna come down only one step, you know. I've seen this strategy to work so many times. I was trying it out, it's working fine. And I wanted you to see really, how to act when things go wrong. And I'm glad that you could see it here. You have seen the wax, you have seen how to react when you lose. So I'm really happy that you could see it. I don't show only one side of a strategy, here are the wins, so you go ahead and try. But there will be always downside of a strategy, and you need to act according to that. And never forget to bet on zero. That can be devastating. Okay, we'll increase 1 unit as we do. Targeting 100, as I said. Let's see. Okay, we'll increase 1 more unit. As long as we don't hit those wax numbers, it's fine. We can cope with it. It's not a problem. Yes, again, you're continuously avoiding the last hitting dozen. Always remember that. Okay, we're continuously avoiding the last hitting dozen and the last hitting column. And keep a strict stop loss in your mind while playing with it. When we are winning big. We're winning bigger than the losing amount normally. No? So we don't need to worry about it. We'll be in positive for a long time. Other than those wax numbers. Yes, obviously. Other than when you face those wax numbers. This has been really up and down. It's been really experimental. Yes. I was again forgetting the zero. Let's try it out. We're on the 5th step of progression. Yeah. We win back 45. So we'll have to come down one step at a time. You need to remember the betting units, the last step where you were in. Spend. You can come back to your base bet anytime you want to. That's not a problem. But for me, I thought, well, let's try it in that way. Well, we're already 97, so I'm gonna go back to my base bet. There's no point in coming down gradually, because I'm so close to my target now. I don't need to take any excessive risk anymore. This has been a long video, but I hope you have been able to see, you have been able to witness how things can go wrong and then how you can come back from that. So I hope you have understood the strategy properly. I didn't hide anything from you because I wanted you to see the positive and the negative of this strategy so that you can be the best judge for yourself, because at the end of the day, you'll be the one who will be putting your own, you know, your own money, own exposure at risk if you want to. I don't suggest, because I always say go ahead and try it on demo. So yeah, this was it. Best of luck, guys, and stick around. See you in the next video.